Weatherman, don't tell me lies, I know it's all a big surprise. It's a hocus pocus magic that you do.
Good morning, welcome to WEITV, another weekly weather edition. I am meteorologist David Knollhoff. Thank you for joining us. Well, maybe this week you realize that the temperatures gradually climbed throughout the weekend and into the week. Some days had higher temperatures than others, but in general we saw a gradual trend of temperatures going up. It is late July and we're starting to get into August, so dry weather is not unusual. Now, our setup for this past week, we were expecting lots of sunshine, and a lot of locations got a lot of sunshine. But because of the location of the high pressure center, which wasn't exactly on top of the hill country, it's actually more on top of Oklahoma and points north and northeast of that area where they were absolutely dry for the most part. We are on the southern periphery of the high pressure, and so every once in a while, due to that presence and location of where the high pressure is, we can get little disturbances that move from the east to the west or from the north down to the south. And that's exactly what happened over a good portion of Texas this last week. There were some isolated rainfall amounts, widely scattered rainfall events that did lead to pockets across a good portion of Texas that did get rainfall. In fact, some locations got isolated 1 to 2 inch amounts under the strong rainfall events. But in general, I would say that if you did get rain, you were at 1/4 of an inch or less. Trace amounts, if you were lucky, in a lot of places. Now, the absolute driest location of Texas this past week was a good portion of the Texas Hill Country, and you can see that outline I have here in brown, dry, marking where a good portion of the Hill Country did remain dry. This was points like Bernie for the most part, westward towards Kerrville, and then even into western portions of the Texas Hill Country. And also the I-35 corridor was mainly dry for this past week. So we saw high temperatures in the 90s slowly climbed throughout this period, and low temperatures in the 70s. And so that was the weather this week. Are we really expecting anything different for the most part this weekend into next week? Well, I don't want to bore you with a really drab map that I could have drawn for this coming week, but it's going to be dry for the most part. Lots of sunshine is going to settle in. This high pressure center that's been north is actually going to expand in size, I guess is the best way to explain it, and it's going to encompass pretty much a good part of the Texas Hill Country, and so that's going to inhibit really any showers and thunderstorms over our area, and so I'm not looking for a lot of activity, unfortunately, this weekend and the next week. So we're going to continue to see the high temperatures ever so slowly each day climb a little bit higher as the ground continues to dry out. So the drought impacts that have been improving, we're not going to see much improvement this week. So high temperatures in the mid to upper 90s and low temperatures in the 70s with plenty of humidity for the most part around here. So it's not going to be necessarily very comfortable out there. Take your water, take plenty of sunscreen, and enjoy the week. And if you can get down to the beach, enjoy that. Thank you for joining us. I'm meteorologist David Knollhoff.
Look at clouds and watch them swirl, and then you take us for a whirl and try to tell us that you know the truth. I was watching last week's show, your estimate was a little low, and I think you told me I would get some rain.